Ravichandran Ashwin was very much the man of the moment, the talk of the town, whatever cliche it is you want to use. But he was the man in demand after, of course, India ended up sealing a massive win in the first test of the Border Gavaskar Trophy to take a 1-0 series lead going into the remaining 3 matches. Ashwin got a 5-wicket haul, dismissed a lot of left-handers, and as is usually the case with our Ashwin, he had plenty of things to say about, the game plans that India had, his own game plans, his approach to the play, and even he made some time to take a dig at the Australians for what he called quote-unquote over-planning. So we'll get into all of those things in just a bit. He spoke to the host broadcaster afterwards. There's some very interesting things. So figured I'd join you guys and actually, on video, speak about them, see what exactly he said, break it down just a tad. So without further ado, let's just get into what it is that Ashwin said that was actually pretty interesting. First off, he speaks about India's batting, and that might be a surprising place to start things off, but it does also make sense because what he says was that I'd credit the batting unit. They really dug deep and kept them on the field for a long while. You know how things work from the 3rd day onwards. So as Ashwin said, he's saying that look, the Indian batsmen, they batted really well, dug really deep, batted really long, kept the Australians out on the pitch, and they kept them out till the point where there was plenty of juice then to exploit from the pitch because it had started deteriorating. And as you could see, the Indian batsmen made the absolute most of the conditions at hand. So Ashwin does give plenty of tribute even to the batsmen because again, it is worth noting that India batted really well on a pitch that was not always easy to bat on compared to the Australians who, at least in the second innings, definitely suffered a major collapse throughout the batting order. Now, this wasn't the only things he's spoken about because again, when it comes to the batting, it is worth remembering that Ashwin had come on as a night watchman himself. So he did discuss that and whether or not that's something that you're going to be seeing from him in the future as well. He said that look, in recent times, I've been getting really nervous about things. So I've been asking for an opportunity to go out and bat early, and it presented itself in this particular match. My friend Pujara just let it go. He says, he means that look, he just said that look, you go bat, it's okay. He says, and when there's a chance for such a thing, I am ready. So that is the really interesting part. He says that look, I was chomping at the bits to get out there in the middle because nowadays I trust my batting so much that I can actually go out there and play well and know that I can lead the team out of sticky situations. So that actually makes me nervous when I'm sitting in the hut. He did mention in detail that he actually asked Pujara that would it be okay if I went, and Pujara said very clearly that yeah, India need a night watchman right now, you go out there. And he did bat really well. He spent a lot of time out in the middle, and yes, he did end up getting out eventually, but can't deny that it was very valuable in that particular context. And as he said, I'm ready to do it if the opportunity presents itself further down the road as well. Now, getting to what it is that he said about the Australians' game plan, and he was pretty, in a very subtle way, he was actually pretty harsh on the kind of plans that the Aussies laid. How exactly do I mean that? Well, check out what it is that he said. He's talking about the game plans that Australia had with the ball and what it is that they were doing with the bat. And he said that, look, everything that we saw was probably the plan A that Australia had. And I'm sure they will come out with different plans for the upcoming tests. And the major dig where he says is the line after that where he says that if you keep flying and want to make plans in the air, sometimes it can go amiss. Oof. Tell us how it is you really feel, Ravichandran Ashwin. He actually has criticized the Australian planning for saying that, look, they tried to experiment a lot. They did far too much experimentation. And, a lot of the times they were coming up with these plans on the go. And what happens with that is that it can actually lead to you, not being able to execute your plans as well as you would have liked. And that's what he said here. In fact, he stresses on this point even further because he says that, he did say that even I experiment sometimes, but I don't do it for the sake of it. Anyway, the other thing that he also said was that it's still too early to be writing off the Aussies. In fact, what he said was that I expect Australia to come back really hard and strong in the series. They are a world-class side. This particular game, we just batted beautifully and we batted deep. That's the key part. He said that, look, I'm expecting Australia to actually come back into this particular series. I don't think that they're going to be slouching off, or I don't think that they're going to be just giving up without a fight. They're a world-class side. They're going to be coming back stronger with different plans. He did again also pay tribute to the batting, saying that we batted really deep, we batted beautifully, and therefore we were able to actually lay a platform for us to win the test by an innings. And that exactly is the major interesting things that Ashwin had to talk about after the match. You can let us know in the comments if his dig at Australia was a valid one or not. And don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap the bell icon so you know when it is we're going live or uploading a new video for you guys. Also, don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Last but not least, don't forget to download the AajTak app. Thank you all once again for joining us. If you're already on the channel, do check out a few more videos that we've done through the day. For now though, from my side, goodbye.